For the last 5 years, I've been investigating substandard and counterfeit drugs around the world. I've traveled around talking to some good guys and some bad guys and trying to find out how bad the problem is and what can be done about it. And that's culminated in my book, Phake. Depending on where you are in the world, you see different types of problems. The biggest problem for substandard and counterfeit drugs is in emerging markets, particularly in the poorest places on the planet, where you find that antibiotics, antimalarials, drugs for TB, things like that, are being faked entirely. So instead of getting the proper medicine, you're getting pills that are made from chalk and road paint. In emerging markets, the key thing is that most people are not buying drugs for recreational use, they're buying them to treat severe conditions or diseases. And so it's antimalarials, antibiotics, it's critical medicines which are being faked, and this kills a lot of people. Most of the dangerous drugs are being traded in normal circumstances in the way that we would think of in the West. You go to a pharmacist with a prescription and you get the medicine. In many countries, doctors aren't giving prescriptions, or people go to the pharmacy to get drugs without a prescription. And there are much looser markets. You can buy drugs on buses in Nigeria. You can see them in rural traders handing out drugs in many countries of the world. So it's a far looser system of distribution of drugs in those countries than it is in the rich world. Many countries of the world simply don't have decent laws in place. There is no international convention against counterfeit medicines, and that should change. But there are other things that can be done. Often people talk about political will. This is a classic example. Even if you don't have the best anti-counterfeit laws, if you've got laws against fraud, which every country in the world does, and murder and manslaughter, because a lot of people die, then you can enforce those laws. It's a case of effort on behalf of the authorities. It is certainly a global problem, and it's a problem that is throughout the entire distribution chain of pharmaceuticals.